Limited, members of the Commissioned Finance Officers Association, officers, soldiers and defense civilian staff of the regiment, the clergy, representatives from corporate institutions, from the media, families and friends, ladies and gentlemen. 16 years ago, I left this unit as the commanding officer. Little did I know that years down the line, hostility will recognize me. Thank you so much, the commanding officer, Colonel Miki Eduse Nkrumah.
Let's appreciate!
And your able lieutenants. It is a great honor and privilege to be here today for this momentous occasion. I am indeed humbled by the gesture by the commanding officer to name this edifice in my honor. Today marks a significant milestone not only in my life, but also in the history of our great corps. I stand before you with immense gratitude and humility as we gather to commemorate the naming of this office building. I am reminded that this honor is not just mine alone. It represents the collective spirit of service, sacrifice, and resilience that defines the Forces Pay Corps and the Ghana Armed Forces as a whole. Throughout my career, I always believed that leadership is about serving and inspiring those around us to strive for excellence while fostering an environment where everyone feels valued and empowered. The remittance group is the hub that interfaces the relationship between Forces Pay Regiment and the corporate world. Thus, the importance of this group cannot be overemphasized. I'm therefore not surprised that today efforts have been made to expand the office space to help accommodate the increasing number of personnel as well as to improve on the work processes. What we see today will go a long way to deepen the existing relationship and foster cooperation between the regiment and its corporate partners. This building will serve as a constant reminder of our common goal to always achieve excellence and deliver on our mandate. Going into the future, let us remember that progress requires continuous effort. We must therefore endeavor to remain resolute in our commitment to professional development, innovation, and collaboration. I must admit that there exist several challenges in this regiment, but this bold step by the commanding officer is a testament of his dedication and willingness to surmount those challenges regardless. I have no doubt that his tenure of office will bring much greater transformation to the Forces Pay Regiment and the Forces Pay Corps.
would like to acknowledge the presence of Sir Sam Jonah, Brigadier General Salifu Osmanu, Defense Financial Controller, Colonel Clement Kojo Dinjani, Chief Operations Officer, Support Services Command, senior officers, serving and retired, directors, Mr. Kojo Ansa Mensah, Chief Executive Officer, Mobus Properties Limited, members of Commission Finance Officers Association. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to a very important segment of our program this morning, which is the prayer and dedication of the building. May I at this point respectfully invite Captain Nketia Yamwa for the prayer and dedication of the building. I humbly invite our guest of honor, Lieutenant Colonel Srebo retired, assisted by Mr. Kojo Ansa Mensah, for the cutting of the tape or veiling of the plaque, inspection of the building, and they will be accompanied by the commanding officer, senior officers, and invited guests.
Respectfully invite the clergy to join us for the prayer of dedication.
GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation 2007.
The sad reality is that today our democracy as a country is threatened.
Words of affirmation or love language comes to edge us all.
When this bill is passed, more lives will be saved, and the financial
Kwalebu was, I think, 380.
380 Ghana cedis.
Yes. But private, some are 500, 450, some are 800, 860.
Per session,
yes.
You have to do 2 every
week.
Yeah.
Even if someone earns 5,000 Ghana cedis every month, that person cannot keep paying 380 cedis 3 times a week for dialysis.
Majority of the people who need dialysis to survive in Ghana don't even earn half of the amount mentioned.
Some people battling organ diseases end up losing their jobs because their companies cannot keep paying them for always being absent.
How are these people expected to afford the monies needed for dialysis as well as other expenses, talk less of the huge amounts they have to come up with for transplantation surgeries outside Ghana when they get donors?
It is because of these people that GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation campaign to push for the country to pass a law that will guide organ harvesting and transplanting.
As Kolebu plans to increase dialysis fees, the situation requires quicker attention and action.
And so, we must get Parliament to start discussing the organ donation bill and pass it into law.
Now, when this bill is passed, more lives will be saved, and the financial burden on patients would be reduced.
And that is why we need you to join us on this campaign. Join the campaign by sending a 1-minute video of yourself sharing why Ghana needs a legislation on organ donation now to editor@ghanaweb.com or via WhatsApp 0552 699 625. Alternatively, you can share the video directly on your social media handles with the hashtags #PassOrganDonationLaw and #LegalizeOrganDonationNow. Organ failure should not be a death sentence.
I'm just going to attempt this. You all should be praying for me by now. I'm going to see if I can do that. So this is my attempt. This is my attempt. Woo! Our drive to Assin Kushea in the Assin North constituency of the Central Region started as early as 5 a.m. from our base in Accra. Tired as the team already was on the road, we still had high hopes of what our day's journey to and from the town regarded as the cleanest in Ghana would be like. It was truly an experience we all look forward to. And before long, after making at least one stopover at Mankesim to get early morning wache, we entered the Assin Central constituency. Yes, the famous one where Kennedy Japan is its member of parliament. And without a doubt, the town and its towering look was without question, unlike the other Assin communities before it. And then we saw that sign welcoming us to Assin Kushea, the cleanest city in Ghana. From what we experienced in this small community, the evidence of this claim needed no argument. Indeed, it is the cleanest, with many towns in Ghana now taking lessons from it and ensuring that their towns are equally as clean as Assin Kushea or relatively close to it. But before we dive into the actual stories from this town, let's take a moment to appreciate Assin Kushea's commitment to sanitation. The town has implemented several initiatives that have helped it maintain its title as the cleanest in Ghana, a equal to the good people and traditional ruler of Kushea. We needed to say a quick hello to the paramount chief of Assin Orienchi, which includes Kushea, and that is exactly what we did. But wait, before that, let's admire this magnificent edifice, well planned with beautiful architectural designs, making it stand out in the town. We meet Nana Pra, and he immediately takes us on a tour of his palace.
You know, these are products that you product. Also, nature will be able. Tekramani Sinkra Womoko. The next one, Tetefly, Hulie, Osachi Chidiachi. So poor. My back is so strong. Small needle that can never penetrate. Then the next one, there's a creature called Kunjumproku. This creature. It's got two heads, one stomach. When you put meat there, they fight for it.
But it's going into the same stomach.
That's a proverb. Though it's going to the same stomach, if you put meat there, they're fighting. Now, last one, Ofu Japan. And every Ghanaian knows that one. This one, Akoko Berman Oba. Adichia, they both know, but it's the man's duty to go. Yes, the vision of duty. It's about some question.
Okay.
abe wohona owo acheche opeto to abe open not to me you can't. You understand? Abe. There's nothing that a snake can do with it. Next one, yeah. Then the next one is a crocodile and a piece of wood. They are both in the water. Doesn't matter how many years the wood spends in the water, it will never turn to a crocodile.
As you can see, renovation works are still ongoing in the various rooms. Now that the formalities are out of the way, we move to explore more places in Assin, Kushea. Let's begin with a crocodile pond. Assin Kushea takes pride in its harmonious relationship with nature, and this crocodile pond is a testament to that. It is located on the edges of the main entrance of the town, where the inscription "Ajinsem Crocodile Pond, trespassers will be eaten," welcomes visitors. Kushea has a crocodile pond, and Kwabna Ebo is the gentleman who actually watches over this place. Kwabna, it is saying?
Yes, we are doing no.
Now, crocodiles, no. Ahenewo, aha.
But you are three.
Yes, sir. Omo Odin be an answer.
Odin, dear, young family. I feel your plan is a moment. But I will do anytime you answer one quantity. I'm from one. Maybe you will be on Baba.
Now, where are they from?
And send them 1 minute to watch it.
Okay. So, because of to watch it, to say, if you are
about 14 years now.
Oh, you know, watch it. It's just a hand so pond, no. How many years now? Pond ways here?
No, yeah, you might wait there, 15 years. And you 3 years, and I do now. Yeah, actually. Nyankopɔn hyira ne sɛ ɔno so watumi amama adeɛ wɔ yɛ abada ha obiara tumi fo ka aba ha bɛhwɛ ma n'ani gye ɛno sɛ sisi amama area mu ha deɛ nkwala ɔmo nim sɛ aboa wɔ esi na ɔte anaasɛ biribi ɛte sɛ sisi ɔmo nyinaa hu de wɔ a aboa wɔ ɔte ɔmo wɔ deɛ ɔmo tumi nyini bebree bae sɛ aboa no ɔyɛ aboa bi a kye sɛ yɛkuna ansa wahu age dodo a wenya by the day mu de mean to me and say bia when you 25 years and I say 30 years.
But time ben on mobile. Also 14 years now. Now age na me and now answer all start to say we age na say.
But you that be me buy answer e dey omo ba.
Okay. Inti okay time I dey omo buy.
Time omo dey omo buy dem kai pa. You school 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks that year nana year you ya mama amudem one buy.
Okay. Na me say where den aduane ben?
We akokwa na ma the from.
Sana ye the free crocodiles
sir.
Okay. Nti yen hwe senior o from say yen hwe say obedi enam nana. Okay, so that is attempt to get one of the crocodiles out of the pond. Let's see if he falls for the bait. All right. Okay. It was a way they meant to be Beno. Meet me a Beno.
March 2025. Mr. Speaker, the committee accordingly submit its report as follows. Mr. Speaker, I will start with the arrangement of business. Mr. Speaker, may read any available communication to the House. Mr. Speaker, in pursuant of Order 91-2
of our standing orders, ministers of state may be permitted to make statements on government policy. You may also admit statements by honorable members in accordance with Order 93. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with Order 195, bills may be presented to the House for first reading. However, those of urgent nature may be taken through various stages in a day in accordance with Order 160. Pursuant to Order 97, papers may be laid during the week and reports from the committees may also be presented to the House for consideration. Mr. Speaker, motions may be debated and their consequential resolutions, if any, taken during the week. Mr. Speaker, submission of annual budget statement. Mr. Speaker, the Business Committee urged the Ministry of Finance and other ministries and constitutional bodies who have still not yet submitted their annual budget estimate to Parliament to do so immediately to enable the House consider and approve the estimate on time. Mr. Speaker, committee report on annual budget estimate and related motions. Mr. Speaker, the Business Committee entreats the chairpersons or the chairpersons of committees to expedite work on the consideration of the annual budget estimate and timelessly report to the House to facilitate the passage of the Appropriation Bill 2025. Attached to the business statement is the proposed schedule for committee reporting and motions on the annual budget estimate. Mr. Speaker, the Business Committee again reminds all committee chairpersons that the House has only 5 sitting days from Monday the 24th to Friday the 28th, 2025, to transact business pending before the House prior to adjourning Synodine on Friday, 28th of March, 2025. Sitting on Monday or sitting on Monday and extended sitting. Mr. Speaker, the Business Committee proposes extended sitting beyond the prescribed sitting hours in the ensuing week. This is to afford the House ample time to exhaust business, especially the passage of the Appropriation Bill scheduled for the 11th week. The Business Committee proposes that on Monday through to Wednesday, sitting of the House should commence at 12 noon. This is to allow committees to sit in the morning before plenary commences. Then on Thursday and Friday, sitting will commence at 10 a.m. to ensure the House considers all outstanding business before adjourning Synodine. But, Mr. Speaker, on Wednesday, the 26th of March, 2025, there will be a committee of the whole. The Governor of the Bank of Ghana will come to brief the House on the circumstances leading to the collapse of the bank, of some banks and some financial institutions from 2013 to 2024. Mr. Speaker, to go back on a Tuesday, Mr. Speaker, the committee has also scheduled the Minister of Interior to come to the House and brief us on Tuesday, the 25th of March, 2025, on the circumstances leading to the raid of the residence of the former governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Assin, on Wednesday, the 19th of March. Mr. Speaker, on the adjournment of the House Mr. Speaker, as indicated earlier, the House is expected to adjourn Senate on Friday, the 28th of March, 2025. In this regard, the Business Committee entreats all honorable members to continue to devote themselves to the scheduled business for the last week of the first meeting of the first session to enable the House to adjourn as proposed. The Business Committee takes this opportunity to sincerely commend your good self, your deputies, and all honorable members for the self-sacrifice and devotion to the business of the House throughout the first meeting. The Business Committee urges all honorable members to continue with the commitment until adjournment Senate. The Business Committee wishes honorable members a happy Eid al-Fitr as they bring the hallowed Ramadan to a close, and also pray that Allah answers all our prayers. As we draw down the curtains on the first meeting, the committee also wishes all honorable members a restful Easter recess, hoping that we will all return in the best of health for the business of the second meeting. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, in accordance with Order 2162, subject to Order 67, the committee submits to the House the order in which business of the House shall be taken during the week. Mr. Speaker, I ask the Housing Department to capture the business statement in its entirety. Mr. Speaker, I so submit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, the business statement for the ensuing week has been read to us by the Deputy Majority Leader. It is now before the House for consideration. Any member who has any comment, this is the time. So let me open it up with the Deputy Minority Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on page 2 of the business statement, the Deputy Majority Leader said, Committee of the Whole, the Governor of Bank of Ghana to brief the House on the circumstances leading to the collapse of the banks and financial institutions from 2013 of the financial institution from 2013 to 2024. Mr. Speaker, I think the Deputy Leader needs to provide us at least the names of the banks. He said some banks. Because, Mr. Speaker, we are all aware that this House, Parliament, approved for the restructuring of the banks. Subsequently, there was a committee that was set up after a petition from Kobna Dufo. And many of these banks have cases in court. And if we are not careful and we are to entertain such in this House, we will actually be interfering in some work that the courts are doing. And I don't think that this House at the moment, we should be entertaining the Governor of Bank of Ghana coming to brief us on matters, settled matters that Parliament itself have reports on matters that are before the courts. That is why I'm saying that if he is saying that to brief the House on the circumstances leading to the collapse of the banks, in what you put in the business statement, there is nothing like some, unless my is different from what you have. Because you said the Governor of Bank of Ghana to brief the House on the circumstances leading to the collapse of the banks and other financial institutions from 2013 to 2024. So, Mr. Speaker, I think this part of the business statement is actually is completely unnecessary, and I don't think that we will need that, and it will be interfering in so many things. Mr. Speaker, also going through the business statement, I realize that we'll be sitting on Monday 24th, but what he failed to do is to Deputy Leader, Standing Order 6, Decision Day. You need to make provisions for that, because it is not everything on that budget document and the financial bills that you are presented that we are going to support. Some of them we are not in support of it, and we are not going to cooperate with you with regards to that. So there must be provisions for Decision Day. And if you look at Standing Order 6, it is clear there that you should make provisions for business statements. For instance, this your growth and sustainability levy. It is something we will not support. Definitely, you cannot be taxing people, excessive tax in the mining sector, which is the engine for growth, and you want us to support it. Definitely, there are some of the issues that we are definitely not going to support. And Mr. Speaker, the first issue that I raised, I know that the Majority Chief Whip is giving legal support to the Deputy Majority Leader. But the most important thing is that if you cannot provide us the name of the banks, you said some, even though it's not captured, it is not necessary for the governor to come here to brief us. What the governor should concentrate now is the monetary policy, where he, as the governor, need to be able to work to control the cedi to the dollar, which is about 16 cedi to the dollar today. That is the work of the governor of Bank of Ghana, but not to come and brief us on settled matters that we have settled. So, Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Majority Leader should be guided about that. Honorable Samsonahi, you are a fifth-time member of Parliament. You are not a backbencher. So the way you are talking, you are a Deputy Minister. So you should not be behaving like a backbencher. So, Mr. Speaker, these are the preliminary work that I have. Mr. Speaker, if my senior colleague is offended like behaving, it is duly withdrawn. Honorable, withdrawn.
Thank you very much. Let me give it to Honorable Sansahi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I take offense of what you have said. Learn to respect your elders. Learn to respect your seniors. You can't talk anyhow.
Honorable Sansahi, kindly address the chair, please.
Yes, that I'm addressing you. I'm addressing you to ask the whip to learn to respect seniors. You are not a floor member. So any word coming from your mouth should be a word that brings the house together. It is becoming your behavior these days. Learn how to respect and behave well. Mr. Speaker, through you, ask you to behave. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I think I withdraw what I said to Honorable Ahi. And if you are offended, I had said that you are a senior member of this house and a fifth-time member of Parliament. But when you are heckling and behaving like a backbencher, I must draw your attention to it. So it's duly withdrawn.
Thank you. He has withdrawn. That's the mark of a gentleman. He has withdrawn. That is a mark of a gentleman. Honorable member for Domekwabenya, is there any issue?
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Habib should withdraw what he just said. He said the honorable member is behaving like backbenchers. I want to ask him, how do backbenchers behave?
Honorable member, he has withdrawn. So,
thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity. Speaker, the very topical matter of the Bank of Ghana governor coming to brief the House regarding the circumstances is so relevant. It's so relevant. Please. Honorable member for Techiman South. For Techiman South, please. If you have a point, you know what to do. You are increasingly becoming a senior member. You are a second timer now. So I'll leave this matter in the hands. So, Mr. Speaker, the demand is from the House that the governor comes to explain the circumstances. It does not detract from the fact that any party aggrieved by the decision of the state to liquidate those banks can go to court or not. It does not detract from the fact. What Parliament does is to look into or hear from the governor the circumstances. Very, very important. Speaker, especially because we were told the official documents available says that the cumulative value of the investments involved in this matter was in the region of 9 billion Ghana cedis. And yet the state spent in excess of 25 billion. This House wants to appreciate the circumstances. Again, men's gold customers who also fall into that category. Investment totaling in excess of 766 million Ghana cedis. It's not been touched. So we want to understand the circumstances. So this matter, it cuts across political coloration. So for the first deputy minority whip to suggest that it is not important, it is not relevant, it is the House that is making the call. So it should be patient for the governor to come and address us. Then matters arising could be commented upon. So with all due deference to him, he must allow us to have the governor come to explain the circumstances. Then the House will know what to do thereafter. So, Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity. If we can make progress on the other matters.
Yes, Honorable Yabwama.
Mr. Speaker, I don't think the House is against the coming of the governor to brief the House. But during the presentation of the business statement, the deputy leader alluded to the fact that the governor will be coming here to brief us on the banks, not some. And we all know that Dr. Dufour's Unibank is in court. There's been a recent decision of the High Court on one of the Ideal Finance. So there are a lot of matters before the court. So we have to be very careful as a House. Recently, your colleague, the first Deputy Speaker, ruled on a certain matter which is sub judice, that is before the court. So we are talking about precedent and issues with regards to the banking sector cleanup were matters that were debated on this floor. It started during Minister Setekwe's time when the World Bank and the IMF decided to look into the capital adequacy ratios of banks. It's on record, which led to the banking sector cleanup and the investment of over 20 billion Ghana cedis into restructuring some of the banks. Some of the banks have been consolidated. So, thirdly, Honorable Majority Leader, I believe, presented a petition during the last Parliament on some of the issues with regards to the banks, especially Unibank. And also, there was a Jogate committee that looked into some of the issues regarding the SDIs. So we have to be very careful in the invitation we extend to the governor, not to push him into making some statements here that can be contemptuous of the court. But I'm saying we should be very careful, Mr. Dafiamepo. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Honorable Member for Tafo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I've heard the perusal of the business statement, and I've had discussions with the chairman of the Youth and Sports Committee, which I'm a ranking of. We've agreed that our committee report should be done on Wednesday or Friday, and not Thursday. Wednesday or Friday. In fact, I'm in other item with the chairman of the committee, so I will implore the business committee to take note. Mr. Speaker, secondly, this business statement confirms my suspicion. My suspicion that today I see the Minister of Defense here. A question that I filed, which the Minister for Defense was supposed to have been brought before this House, to tell this House how or what Mr. Jakpa was doing in the house of the Honorable former Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. This is the fifth time I'm raising such a question, the fifth time I'm raising this issue. And going through this business statement clearly shows that somebody is trying to shield the Minister of Defense from coming to this House to explain to us what Mr. Jakpa was doing in the house of the Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta. And I'm very surprised. Then we are going to rise on the 28th of March. If on the 28th of March we are rising and the business statement clearly shows that nothing of the sort is going to happen, then clearly somebody is shielding the Minister of Defense in doing so. And I'm not happy about this. It's the third time I'm raising this question. The question had a problem. The clerk gave it to me. I made the corrections that I was supposed to make. And today, the question is still not admitted, or the question is still not before the business committee, and they are not scheduling it. As to why it is so, is unfortunate. Mr. Speaker, I need your intervention in this. Thank you so much.
Honourable Member, I think with regards to the first issue, I think this is just a guide regards to when to take a committee's report. It's just a guide. Honourable Safi, are you listening to me? So I think as appropriate, we can amend it. This is just a guide as to how we are going to go about it. Yes, Honourable.
Speaker,
I'll come to you.
Speaker,
I'll come to you.
I'll
come to you.
My brother, Vincent Asifua, is raising an issue. First of all, he knows that if you file a question and it's been admitted, it goes through a process. First of all. Second, which is very important for me, is that because he saw the Honorable Defense, the Minister responsible for defense here, Jakpa that he speaks about, it's not a military officer. So if you file a question directed at the Defense Minister to come and respond to certain matters Mr. Jakpa is alleged to have engaged in, then you are directing the question to the wrong quarter, if it can be guided. Because there is a minister responsible for national security. If he can be guided, if he puts his house in order and direct the question, then I'm sure that the appropriate minister can come and respond to it. But today, we are focusing on the matters contained, the business statement for next week. If we can deal with those matters, get it adopted, then we can make progress. I'm pleading with them.
Yeah, let me go to Professor Nyako first.
Mr. Speaker, on a point of order. Mr. Speaker, the majority chief whip, the posture he has adopted this morning is not good. You did not present the business statement, and you are not to respond to concern from members on the business statement. That is not your work. The deputy leader presented it, and if there are concerns, he is the one who's supposed to respond to them. But the majority whip cannot just do that. Rather than that, it's not.
Deputy minority whip, I think I'm with you. If we allow anybody to respond, we will not have an orderly arrangement. The leader of the house is here, or the deputy majority leader who presented the business statement should be allowed to respond to members. That is the way we go about things. The majority leader was not here, so once majority leader is here, he can also, because he signed the business statement. So let me, majority leader, I'll come to you, please. So give me some time. Let me listen to
President. Just a response to what you just said. Just a quick response, Mr. Speaker. No, it is proper to put matters into proper perspective. At the time that the issue happened, there was nothing like a minister for national security. At the time that issue happened, at the time that Mr. Jakpa led some military officers into the house of the former finance minister, there was nothing like a national security minister. So my question couldn't have been addressed to the National Security Minister. In any case, my question was to answer, or to get the Minister of Defense to answer what those military officers were doing in the house of the Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta. So please, let's put the matters into proper perspective. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I think we'll give the opportunity to the majority leader to handle. Honorable Member, Deputy Minister for Rules, I haven't called you. You see, he's blackmailing you. You, leader, I'll come to you. Let him listen to Professor Nyako, then I'll come to you.
Mr. Speaker, thanks for indulging me. I've seen convention or practice in this house is that when questions are asked, we wait for the leader of the house to respond to them. So I will plead with Mr. Speaker and ask that we should allow them to respond to questions in groups as we used to do. If it is one-on-one, it's difficult. And thank you again, because the source are waiting for me now. I want to make some few observations so that I can attend to them. Number one, looking at our standing orders, Order 233, and I'm asking this question because of item 4. The Committee on Private Members' Bills and Motion is supposed to be chaired by a Deputy Speaker. I'm a ranking of that committee. But the proposed chairman is not a Deputy Speaker. And because of that, we've not been able to hold any meetings. And I've brought it to the attention of the first Deputy Speaker and one of the Deputy Clerks. I'm pleading with the selection committee or the leadership of the House to address that anomaly for the committee to start our meetings. Number 2, the spate of fire outbreaks in the country, especially in the Ashanti region, is becoming one too many. This morning, for example, there's fire outbreak in the Subi constituency at Adum. I want to play with you, and about 2 months ago, 2 fire outbreaks happened in a particular market at Kwadaso Wood Market. So I would plead with the business committee, if possible, to get the Minister for Local Government, Chief Tension and Religious Affairs to appear before the House to, apprise us about how to deal with the frequent fire outbreaks in the country, especially in the Ashanti region. And my last issue has to do with, within a space of a month, 4 mobile money vendors within Greater Kumasi have been robbed. And I understand one in Kwadaso was killed. He died in his room. And Kofrom was also killed. The anxiety is increasing. So if the Minister for Interior could be brought to the House to address these issues. I'm saying this because we have only 1 week to adjourn. I can file a question. According to Order 93, I can file a question or make a statement of urgent public interest. But we have only a week to adjourn. So if our leader, Honorable Ayariga, the respected one, could arrange for the Honorable Interior Minister to appear before us and let us know what is being done to ensure maximum protection and enhance security within Greater Kumasi, and also the Local Government Minister addressing us on how to deal with the frequent fire outbreaks on the market. And I think that it will inure to our collective benefit. So, Honorable Defender, please, these are my concerns. And I know that our leader, Honorable Ayariga, my very good friend, will find favor with my request and ensure that they are brought before the House. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think I'll give the floor to, I'll come back. Let me give the floor to the majority leader to respond to the earlier concerns, then we will take the second round. So, majority leader, may you take the podium. Are you standing there or you are coming here?
I will allow my deputy to continue with the responses.
Very well.
Unfortunately, I was a little indisposed and didn't attend the business committee meeting. you will see that it was signed for me by my deputy. So I wish to make some slight corrections. Item 6, briefing of the House. Mr. Speaker, I have reached out to the Minister for the Interior. He's unavailable on Tuesday to brief the House. So the Minister is unavailable on Tuesday to come and brief the House. And also that we cannot be bringing ministers to come and brief the House. The rules are clear. You want to ask the minister a question, you ask him a question, and he comes to answer. But you say you are bringing a minister to come and brief the House, under which standing orders are you bringing a minister to come and brief the House? The rules are clear on what is to be done, which is you ask the minister a question, he comes. If it's a statement a minister has to make, he comes and makes the statements. And also to correct the records, the committee clerk uses the word leading to the read. Read is not an appropriate expression of what happened. I think that law enforcement officers lawfully went there to conduct a search, and it is perfectly lawful. And so to use the word read is clearly wrong. So I want that deleted from the records, that this House describes what happened as read. You haven't even looked into it. You don't know the facts. You haven't been properly briefed, and you're already describing it as read. So the clerk should be careful what expressions are used. So that should be deleted from the records, and also to indicate that the briefing is not possible on Tuesday. I think that my deputy will respond to the questions that have been asked of the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of getting banks to come here, getting a governor to come here to answer questions on the bank, which my honorable friend referred to as unnecessary, was a discussion with your leader. In fact, it was your leader who proposed that, and we enhanced it. So it's not something that, just found itself here accidentally. So I will suggest you speak to your leader. And we are talking about some banks. The records are there. We know that there were some banks that were affected. I mean, those in 2013 and those in 2018, where about 400 or so financial institutions where licenses were revoked, including 9 banks. And that's what we're talking about. This is in agreement with your leader, who actually made that proposition. On the issue of Monday sitting, yes, by Standing Order 6, the provisions you have mentioned will be provided. The other issues doesn't look like we're sticking to the business statement. But the issue of my honorable brother, your question, I mean, I think this is something we have talked about, 3 Fridays now, and your questions are still not getting admitted, then perhaps they are lost. So you have to trace them. We have to trace where your questions are, or they need to be misdirected, to the appropriate place, which I have no idea. And I did suggest to you that we have to chase it up with Mr. Speaker, because questions are admitted by the Speaker. So if they've not found themselves its way here, then we have to trace it somewhere in the pipeline. The other issue I have here is to do with the Committee on Private Members' Bill. I think, Prof, you raised that issue. I think that has been corrected. And now the First Deputy Speaker is the chairperson of that committee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honourable members, I think I need to make these corrections with regards to Honourable Asafua's question. Honorable members, ministers are scheduled to come here based on the minister's availability and the arrangement the table and the leadership will have with the ministers. And we don't want a minister to come here, answer one question, the next day he comes here. So we arrange in such a way that when the minister is billed to come to the House, he has as many questions to answer. So that is how we arrange. So most of the ministers have come, and when they come, you all witness that they have as many questions to answer. The Minister for Defense has not been scheduled to come. So I believe when he's scheduled to come, Honorable Asafua's question will be part of the questions that he will come to respond. I don't share with the view that the question might have lost. I don't think it is so. The question initially has some issue with it. I personally was not, so we'll send it back to the owner of the question to reframe it. So he did that, and I think it has been admitted. Any time the Minister for Defense is billed to come and respond to members, I believe Honorable Sefua's one will be part. So let's take it that it's not just a question that a minister will come, answer one question, and go back, and we do in such a way that when he comes, he will answer the many questions that members ask for the person. I hope this will rest the matter very well. Is it a different matter? Very well. Okay. No, let me listen to my brother first. My brother, you take the floor first before I come to you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I make reference to the attachments of the business statement. Item number 1, the National Media Commission. Mr. Speaker, I wish to make an application for a joint committee to look at the estimate and reports of the National Media Commission. I propose that the Committee on Information and Communications and that of the Committee on Independent Constitutional Bodies jointly look at the reports of this constitutional body. My proposal is based on the fact that there is a working collaboration between the National Media Commission and the National Communications Authority, where, for example, the National Communications Authority grants electronic media authorization, and the National Media Commission, on the other hand, regulates content of media. So on this basis, I think that it would be appropriate for the two committees to work together to ensure that the needful things are done. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well. Yes, Honorable Sefua.
Mr. Speaker, respectfully, I listened to the majority leader, and I get the impression that this House cannot summon an independent body or a Minister of State to come to this House to brief this House on a matter that is of public interest. We were in this House when the Business Committee told us that they've summoned the Bank of Ghana governor to come here. And so if there is
Honorable Majority Leader, can you kindly listen to...
And so if there is a matter that is of public interest, like the fire outbreaks in Kumasi, or if like in the Ashanti region, because this is not the first time. We've had incidents of the Konongo fire outbreak. We've had the Kwadaso, about 2 of them, this morning in Adum. And because a question is not filed, the majority leader is telling this House that the minister cannot come here. The Business Committee itself, per our rules, can schedule the minister to come here because it's a matter of public interest. And I think that the minister himself, if he deems the fire outbreaks in this country, especially in the Ashanti region, as important, he himself can come to this House per the rules to brief the House as to what his ministry is doing about it. And so, majority leader, with the greatest of respect, it's a matter of public importance, it's a matter of public interest. And I think that the minister, so motu, or even by the business committee, can come to the floor and brief the House on the fire outbreak that is happening in Kumasi. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Safuya, I think you didn't construe what the minister, the leader was saying very well. Okay.
Well, I think fire outbreak anywhere in this country is a matter of concern. Whether Ashanti region, Eastern region, Greater Accra, wherever there's fire outbreak and there's damage to property and threat to life, it's a matter of concern. But you see, we have rules. The rules tell us what to do. The Member of Parliament can come and raise it as a statement, a matter of urgent public importance. So you make a brief statement on the matter, saying that there is fire outbreak, the details, whatever damage has been caused. In fact, you will have a lot of MPs joining to comment on those statements. Just last week, there was fire outbreak in Greater Accra, and I heard Zaneto and Co. making statements regarding the fire outbreak. So you can do that. You can also summon the minister to come and answer questions about what he is doing to prevent such outbreaks, or what he is doing to minimize the effect of such outbreaks. But, you know, to say that when there's a fire outbreak, the business committee should go and sit and schedule a minister to come and brief the House, which standing orders are you even acting under? That's the question. Which standing order are you acting under? So please, I'm just encouraging us to take advantage of the rules. You can write a statement, consult the speaker. Today the speaker will admit and allow you to make your statement. So don't make it look like there is fire outbreak in Ashanti region and I'm saying that the minister should not come and answer. No, I'm saying that you can make a statement about the fire outbreak here. You can also ask the minister a question about the fire outbreak, and those two mechanisms will secure you what you are seeking to achieve. Let's just keep to our rules.
Thank you very much. Lastly, I'll give it to you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, just on the basis that the leader of the House was speaking to my colleague, when the deputy leader was answering the question with regards to the governor visit on the collapsed banks, I asked two critical questions. You said some of the banks, and my concern was that majority of the banks have cases in court, and we should not seem, you know, your leader, Roxanne, will bully you with his law, but that is his senior at the bar. The majority leader is your senior, Roxanne, so I'm speaking to the majority leader. That if we get the names of these banks, then we'll be able to know which one is before a court of competent jurisdiction or not. And secondly, majority leader, on what basis is the governor coming here? Is it that a statement was made and then there should be a reference? Is it a question that was filed? Or on what basis is he coming or a question for him to come and brief us on that? So I think that we need to actually look at it critically. I listened to him when he said my leader was the one who also proposed that. But my position here is that let's get the names of the banks and financial institutions so that we will not be attempting to listen to the governor on matters that are before the court. My colleague Patrick Boama said he's aware that some of the cases are before court, and last week Ideal Finance, we heard about a high court ruling, which is also part of the financial institutions that got their licenses revoked. So I think this one, we have to look at a leader, get the names, let's see the names, and then if we are okay with the names, he can come here and brief us. We don't have a problem with that. But definitely it is not good, and it will be good for Parliament for us to be attempting to look at issues that are before the court. And I think the first Deputy Speaker made a ruling on that. Matters before the court, we should not attempt to litigate it before in the chamber. Thank you.
Thank you.
Point taken. But as I said, this was initiated by your leader, by the minority leader. Today. So I think the majority leader will engage the minority leader to address these issues. He didn't give us a list of the institutions that he was referring to. So if the two leaders meet, they can engage and come up with the list on both sides of the banks and financial institutions that he is talking about, and then we can enhance it with the ones we are also talking about. So that's where I will leave it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, honourable members. The business statement as presented.
Today is Friday, Mr. Speaker. Yeah, so I can't contribute to the business statement. I've read the business statement, Mr. Rip. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. I'm very grateful. Mr. Speaker, I came in to have a view of the business statement for next week, and I must commend leadership, the business committee, for the work done. But importantly, Mr. Speaker, over the past weeks, I think a week or so, we had the X account of the President of the Republic hacked. And this became a very big issue for us as a country, for the account of the President of the Republic to be hacked. And then we have the instances whereby those who hacked into the X account of the President were actually trading in the name of the President of cryptocurrency business. And up till today, we've not had much clarity in terms of how it happened, why the President's account had to be hacked, what is the state of our cyber security as a country. Beside the President, we have so many institutions, we have so many individuals whose accounts are being hacked. And I expected the business committee to see this as a matter of urgency and add it to the business statement of the House.
Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, please, Mr. Speaker. When the former governor's house was raided, they found the need to include it. And I'm saying that the account of the President, the #1 gentleman of this land, if it has been hacked and we have not gotten any direction from this House to bring the Minister for Communication to come and speak to us on it and remedies to take this out, I think it is very important for the business committee.
Well, honourable member, I think you can file urgent question and it will be responded to. Thank you, honourable members. The business statement for the ensuing 11th week. As presented to us.
Item number 7, the other paper statements.
Very well. Minority leadership.
And proceed with the debates. Continuation with the debates. We are agreed.
Mr. Speaker, we don't have any difficulty except that the majority chief whip must make sure that he bring his members in. So as we debate, because based on the business statement, after today, Monday, the leaders are concluding. So you need to make sure that the empty seats, out of his 187, we have only 40. So he should make sure that his members are here. Then we can continue. But we don't have a difficulty. We should now count the defense minister as part of your members. Is the defense minister here to debate? Should we include him? So get your members and then we can conclude on the debate.
Thank you very much.
Speaker, just for the records, the budget committee is meeting as we speak. Committee on Assurance is meeting as we speak. Gender, Children and Social Welfare Committee is meeting as we speak. Constitutional and Legal Affairs is meeting as we speak. Mr. Speaker, a lot of about 30 committees are meeting as we speak. So the House is not depleted because members are not within the presence of Parliament. They are still engaged in the business of the House. Speaker, my attention has just been drawn by the chairman for the Appointments Committee, the Honorable First Deputy Speaker, that their report is ready. So if I may pray that we go back and have that laid before we proceed with the continuation with the debate.
So it means we have to take the report first.
Exactly, yes. No, we'll lay it.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
The debate up to a
please, that stage. Report is for the good of all of us.
Of course. Speaker, I agree. Yes.
Yes.
So, Mr. Speaker, the deputy leader, who is also the deputy ranking on the appointment committee, is still even editing the report here. Because if it is laying out, but don't say the report is ready. The report is all ready. The report is all ready. Speaker, please. Speaker, my brother. Oh, please. Speaker, I indicated earlier this morning that it appears that my brother Habib is in a very litigious mood this morning. Speaker, the report has been prepared, it's been properly signed by the chairman. It's ready for laying. If he sees the honorable deputy minority leader making comments on the report, is it for purposes of comments? She's not editing the report, so same can be corrected. It is in preparation for her debate on the comments on the report when it's taken. So it has nothing to do with the content, Mr. Speaker. So with your leave, we may proceed to allow the Honorable Chairman to lay it. Hey, Honorable Habib.
Yes.
A couple of months ago, you were here.
Honorable Chairman of the Appointment Committee, you may do so.
Fourteenth report of the Appointment Committee on His Excellency the President's nomination for appointment as Administrator of District Assembly's Common Fund.
Honourable members, the report has been duly presented. I direct that the report be distributed to honourable members. Yes, so we will get back to item 7, which is, do you call it commentary or debate? The appropriate word is commentary. To continue the commentary of the budget statement and economic policy of government for the year ending 31st December 2025. So I have the list and I'll be calling them one after the other. But before I do so, let me again indulge the House to acknowledge another set of school. Incidentally, that is another school of the Deputy Speaker who have come all the way from Obuasi to visit the chamber, to visit members. They are Christ the King Catholic Secondary School. They are being led by Francis Owusu Mensah, who is a teacher, and the school is located at Obuasi East. I think the Member of Parliament is here. Yes. They are 210 in number. And incidentally, this is the school I attended. It's a day school. I attended day school from Form 1 to Form 5. Before I came there, yes. And I happen to be one of the prefects of the school. So you are welcome. So we will begin. You may resume your seat now. We will begin. Is it for majority or minority? Where? So let me begin with Honorable Minister for Defense. I think Honorable Safia would like to hear the voice of Honorable Minister for Defense. So, Honorable Minister for Defense, you have 15 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate the opportunity given to me to contribute and to comment on the 2025 budget statement in this august House. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Defense initiates, formulates, and implements policies to safeguard the sovereignty and territorial integrity of our dear nation. We also protect life as enshrined in the 1992 Constitution. Apart from defending our nation and contributing to national development, we also participate in peace support operations internationally, and that enhances Ghana's international cooperation. Our vulnerabilities are many. It includes illicit activities, smuggling, human trafficking, susceptible coastline that must be defended against piracy and seaborne crimes. Additionally, Ghana is challenged with chieftaincy disputes, cybersecurity threats, illegal mining and logging, conflicts between herdsmen and local communities. Putting all these together, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, is prioritizing the welfare of commissioned and non-commissioned officers of the Ghana Armed Forces. As a result, in this fiscal year, Mr. Speaker, over 6 billion Ghana cedis have been allocated to cater for compensation of employees, goods and services, CAPEX, and other things that the ministry engages in. It must be placed on record that the outstanding indebtedness in terms of claims is almost 3.7 billion Ghana cedis. And Mr. Speaker, this includes indebtedness to food suppliers, supply and repair of equipment, provision of machinery and equipment. Mr. Speaker, we all know soldiers should not and must not march on empty stomachs. However, Mr. Speaker, food suppliers have even threatened to halt supplies to the Ghana Armed Forces. This is because government's indebtedness to them dates back from August 2023 up to December, and that is like 17 months. This indebtedness is 275 million Ghana cedis and over. I'm glad to report that with prudence and the unfolding visible competent management of the fiscal space, the Minister for Finance has promised to be current on current claims as he takes steps to creatively settle the huge arrears. Mr. Speaker, this year, the ministry will continue to implement the end dollar payment policy and contribute troops and equipment towards international peacekeeping efforts to strengthen Ghana's role in international affairs. Mr. Speaker, through innovation and cost-effective strategies, we will see to the completion of many uncompleted housing and infrastructure projects during the coming year. And this will be funded from the 260 million Ghana cedis that has been allocated to the ministry for CAPEX. Mr. Speaker, to ensure peace and security across the country, the Ghana Armed Forces will collaborate with other security services in the following operations: Cow Leg, Calm Life, Halt, Gong Gong. The objective is to check illegal logging and mining, and we are already on course regarding that, and control environmental degradation. We will also apply part of the CAPEX to address the 10 mechanized battalion at Wa, the 11 mechanized battalion at Boku,
Honorable Minister, hold on. Honorable members, I beg of you today, the heckling must go down. Honorable Safwa, what is it?
Honorable Speaker, I rise on Order 119 of the Standing Orders. I read, a member shall not read the member's speech to the largest extent possible, extent possible, but may read extras from written, printed, or electronic documents in support of the member's submission, or may refresh the member's memory by reference to notes.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, is reading the extract. It's just like the extract.
Mr. Speaker,
I've noted your concern.
In all his submission, he's been reading to us.
No, I've noted your concern.
And I plead to my honorable defense minister.
Is your friend. Honorable Minister, please go on.
To actually debate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I guess my posture also maybe must have misled the honorable member. To go to something that will excite the honorable member, we are also determined to complete the Afari military hospital this year and operationalize it. In addition, the Ghana Air Force lacks critical air assets. And as a result of this, you even have some pilots who have in the past left the service very, very young. We are also determined to begin discussions with the Ghana Air Force to see how best we can use cost-effective means to provide the Ghana Air Force with air assets. Mr. Speaker, last but not least, is to enhance the capacity of the men and women in uniform. And this includes supporting the National College of Defense Studies, the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, GAFC, so that our men and women in uniform will have the needed information, will be exposed to the most current technologies, including simulators that can help them defend our territory and guard us against violent extremism, possible terrorism, illegal mining, illegal logging, fight against people who may want to disturb the peace of areas where we are having chieftaincy disputes. Because His Excellency the President believes that even where there is chieftaincy dispute, people can still live in peace, whilst traditional means are used to address such disputes. Mr. Speaker, I wish to express my appreciation and thanks to you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me turn to Honorable Patrick Yaboama. Patrick, I've mentioned your name, so take the floor.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to make some comments on the budget statement presented by the Minister of Finance on the 11th of March this year. Mr. Speaker, I'll begin by pointing out some policy inconsistencies in the presentation made by the Minister on the said date. Mr. Speaker, if I refer you to paragraph 157 at page 32 of the budget statement, and I read with your permission, Mr. Speaker, S&P Global Ratings on the 14th of October 2024 affirmed Ghana's local currency issuer ratings at CC+, with stable outlook and foreign currency issuer ratings, selective debt, and what have you. Mr. Speaker, if you read paragraph 757 of the concluding part of the minister's statement, he said, and I quote, Mr. Speaker, the economy, as I've just presented, does not reflect an economy that has turned a corner. It reflects an economy in severe distress, burdened by debt repayment, harms, mismanagement, and a lack of accountability, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in the same breath, the minister almost got choked on the floor when he announced the growth rate of the economy to be 5.7% during the budget presentation. Mr. Speaker, may I refer you to Article 35(7) of the Constitution, that as far as practicable, a government shall continue and execute projects and programs commenced by the previous governments. Mr. Speaker, what did we hear from the minister on that said date? He alluded to paragraph 92 on page 17 and gave us a list on table 16, a list of very important projects that he claims is going to take him 12 years to complete. The question that I want to ask the NDC administration is that, how will the people in the Upper East, the Bogatanga-Pomankuma Road, feel when the Minister of Finance comes to the floor to say that it's going to take him another 12 years to complete that road? How will the people in the Western region feel when the Minister tells them that it's going to take him 12 years to complete the PTC interchange? How will the people from Circle to Techiman feel when the minister says it's going to take him 12 years to complete the Accra-Kumasi dualization program and what have you? Mr. Speaker, you have a minister allocating a whooping sum of 279 United States dollars to an entity that is non-existent, and I'm referring to the Gold Board. If you read the Public Financial Management Act, under Section 32C, it says that an entity that does not have the capacity to pay for the expenditure from the approved estimates as appropriated by Parliament for that financial year. Is the reason why the minister is in a rush to bring before us the said Gold Board, which a bill has been laid. But smart as he was, he made some provisions under what we call the other government services. And a whooping 1 billion Ghana cedis has been allocated for compensation. So doing the estimates, we would want to know the beneficiaries of that 1.1 billion Ghana cedis that he's made allocation for, because all those entities under other government services have been allocated or taken care of by the compensation budget. Mr. Speaker, we cannot, as a House, overlook the very importance of our diplomatic relations within the sub-region. As we speak, the President has visited Togo, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and La Côte d'Ivoire. We commend the President for taking up those steps by visiting our neighbors. But the policy inconsistency is whether or not the government, having visited countries under military rule, who are being pushed by the AU and the ECOWAS to return to democratic rule, is not sending a bad signal across the world. We want some consistency in our foreign relations because, Mr. Speaker, our Constitution enjoins the President under Article 40 and 75 to ensure that good neighborliness is adhered to and that the President respects democratic tenets across the sub-region. Mr. Speaker, thirdly, we are told that the government has started what they term labor export program, which I don't understand. Every serious economy would want to retain their best hands within their country.